In this video, we'll look at the properties for corridor and linear template feature definitions. Now, in previous videos, we saw how to copy those in, so this time we're going to focus more on what the various properties do in these features. Specifically, in this video, we're going to focus on processing and critical section properties. Now, here I've got a design file, I've got a corridor applied, and I've got it assigned as a design feature definition. So when I went to corridor new, you'll have the opportunity to say which feature definition you want to apply. And that's going to affect the processing of the corridor, how the corridor is displayed with display settings, and then how the handles and so forth look in your plan view with manipulator settings. So we'll go through each of these in various videos. In this one we're going to focus on processing and critical sections. The first property is template drop interval multiplier. Now what this does is when you apply the corridor and you put in a template drop, it's going to ask you for an interval. That's the distance between which it's going to cut cross sections along the alignment. Now you have the opportunity to have various feature definitions. For example, here we've got a final and a design. In final, of course, we want the template drop interval multiplier to be 1. So if we put in 20, then we're going to get our distance of 20 between intervals. When you're just starting the project, maybe you want to process corridors faster. You just want to see if they're hitting their targets. So we can increase that, and it increases the space between here, between sections, basically speeding up the corridor because it doesn't have to cut as many sections. So if I put an interval of 20 in, and I've got a multiplier of 2, I'll have a distance of 40 feet maximum between intervals. Now other things can affect that as well. The next one being horizontal cardinal points. Do we want to force intervals in at PCs, PTs, PIs in our horizontal geometry? If so, we would set this to true, and as we reprocess the corridor, you would see intervals inserted at those critical points. We also have the same ability to do that with vertical cardinal points. So if there's vertical curves, PIs in your vertical geometry, then it would place intervals in at those as well, if that's set to true. We've got external control points. So if you've got external references or point controls, if this is enabled, it would also insert intervals at each of the vertices of those points. We've got densify horizontal. When this is enabled, it will densify curves in the horizontal geometry so you don't get this chording along here. For example, if I go in and enable this and go back and turn on or reprocess my corridor, you'll see it densify that based on a factor that's defined just below this, the value to densify that horizontal curve. Now that value is actually defined, notice it's grayed out here, it's actually defined in a configuration variable. So if I want to enable that so it densifies around curves, I would go in and define the civil default curve stroking property and set the value I choose in there. Likewise, we can densify vertical curves as well. So if that's enabled, it would use the value defined by civil default profile stroking, and then the value there would affect that. We have the ability to enable or disable clipping of the corridor. So when you place a civil cell or an element around here, a clipping object, and add a clipping reference, do you want to allow that or not? So you would set that to true or false based on those settings. And then the final property in this section is enable perpendicular template drops. And that has to do with tunnels and things. So do we want the vertical interval to go, directly vertical, or do we want it to go vertical perpendicular to the profile? So if it's true, then it's going to be based on the profile. If it's set to false, then it's just going to go vertical to the view. And that completes the video on processing and critical section properties of a corridor.